Hi everyone, welcome back to Owen's Treats. For today's video, we are going to be making a pumpkin dump cake, which doesn't sound like the most appealing dessert. But trust me when I say this, that this is going to be a very delicious recipe. So with that, let's get into the video. I'm hoping this is going to be really easy, really fun, really simple, something delicious. So with that, let's get into the video. So to start, we have all our ingredients here. So we have one 15-ounce can of pure pumpkin puree. Then we have one 10-ounce can of evaporated milk. And then we have 1 cup of light brown sugar. We have 3 large eggs. We have 3 teaspoons of pumpkin pie spice. We have 1 box of yellow cake mix. We have 1 cup or 2 sticks of butter, or 4 smaller sticks if you have the 4th cup sticks. And then 1 cup of crushed graham crackers, or if you want to, you can substitute that out for pecans, or you can do a combination of both, whatever you think. And then I'm not going to add them, but if you want to, you can add a 1/2 cup of toffee bits, but that's completely optional, up to you. So yeah, let's get into it. We are going to combine our ingredients. So we have our evaporated milk, our pumpkin puree, our 3 teaspoons of our pumpkin pie spice, our 3 large eggs, and our brown sugar. So I'm going to start by adding in our 2 cans. So our 1 can of evaporated milk, our 1 can of pumpkin puree, our 1 cup of light brown sugar, our 3 teaspoons of pumpkin pie spice, and our 3 large eggs. And I always recommend cracking your eggs on a flat surface to avoid getting eggshell, and then I like to add a napkin to avoid extra yolk spillage. Now we're going to mix together our mixture. Okay, we're going to set this wet mixture aside as we move on to our next step, but we'll need this in just a few seconds. So we're going to move on to our next step. So for our next step, we're going to take our wet batter that we had before, and we're going to pour it into this 9x13, but first I'm going to get some pan cooking spray and spray it down. So use some pan cooking spray, and I'm just going to lightly grease our pan, and then going to pour our wet batter directly into our pan. Then we're going to take our yellow cake mix, and we're going to pour it right on top. And just right on top, we're going to sprinkle it on. So it creates almost like a layer of our cake mix and that kind of wet layer underneath. Then we're going to sprinkle on top our graham crackers as well. And then our next step, we're going to melt down our butter. So I'm going to go melt down our butter in our microwave for around 30-second increments until it's fully melted down. And then we're going to move on to our next step, which is going to pour our butter onto our dump cake. And now that our butter has melted down, we're just going to lightly pour this on top, doing a little drizzle. And then with our spatula, we're not going to mix, but we're just going to lightly poke our spatula into our pan, but not mix. And so now that we have our dump cake assembled, we're going to preheat our oven to 350 degrees Fahrenheit, and we're going to let this bake for around 45 to 50 minutes, or until you can insert a toothpick into it and it comes out clean, or the edges are lightly brown, and then once that's done, well, we'll be done. And here is our finished pumpkin dump cake out of the oven. I can't wait to try this. It smells amazing. But thank you guys for joining me on an episode of Owen's Treats. I hope you guys try this one out. It's super simple, really easy. And I'm going to have this with some ice cream, maybe some whipped cream, all the above. But thank you guys for joining me on an episode of Owen's Treats, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye!